So what do we do in 30 seconds? We are a social creative agency who proves and scales creative ideas for our clients, which sounds very grand. That means that in social environments, Facebook, Twitter, for example, for our brands, sometimes have difficulty with the modernity of communicating in those environments. We write words, create images, super short form video, social video, and do an awful lot of live, real-time activity, war room for the uninitiated. And then all the ideas that underpin those to make them more loved and hopefully to sell more stuff. What's our USP? I was thinking about this question. There's two things. Our clients love us for our speed. So, for example, yesterday for Nando's, who are one of our clients, we turned around their most successful tweet of the year in an hour. So that's one thing without a shadow of a doubt that our clients value us for. Another thing that our clients have told us is that they value our creative expertise alongside our knowledge of the platforms that we spend our time in. Where did we get the name for that lot? What do you think? Prior to us incorporating about 25 months ago, David Schneider, my business partner, we were just referred to as that lot. Get that lot to do it. And as engendered, as I said, by the very swift work that we undertake, quite frequently it is a case of, quick, draft that lot in to do it. And it stuck. What are our goals for 2016? Generally speaking, in this area, anyone who calls himself a guru is not a guru because it's evolving constantly. So our goals are to grow with our clients' needs, to continue proving and scaling creative concepts in social environments and beyond. What trends are hot in our industry right now? We are seeing a lot of effort going into live broadcast on social platforms. So Periscope we're aware of, Facebook Live we're aware of. What's happened with those two particular platforms is that people have, to be honest, just mucked about a bit and just broadcast stuff which isn't particularly of high quality. What we're moving towards now, and we're discussing with our brands, is ways of undertaking perhaps almost like broadcast TV type ideas, but in a live social environment. So that's one hot tip that I'd say. Secondly, and this is something that I've been discussing with some clients and some academics recently, the idea of crowd cultures. So when trying to appeal to people in social platforms, gaining cut-through is really important. Frequently, brands try and just be topical, or if they're more intelligent, they'll look at passion centres, so things that their audiences and potential audiences are into and ape that. Increasingly, we're hearing about crowd cultures, and what that means is the ideologies that underpin why people are into stuff. So it could be the movement towards cleaner eating or a variety of other things. And so it's about targeting those and as a company having a heart and a soul which is clearly identifiable by your target audience. How do we come up with reactive content and get out inspiration? Bluntly, we all spend a lot of our time in social media. So we live it and we read the mood. My favourite part of the working day is all of it, obviously. In reality, the bit that I get a really big kick out of is what I've found is that the relationship that brands are building with consumers through social media is closer than any type of media than there ever has been before. And as a result, it means that brands have to become quite introspective and look at themselves, understand what they mean to consumers. And as client services director at that lot, it means that I end up having conversations with clients where we're getting straight to the heart of what the business problem is, and frankly, I find it fascinating. What issues do brands have when coming to us to improve their social presence? Twofold, basically. One of them is quite boring, but it's the biggest issue, I think, at the moment, which is that brand guidelines and indeed company structures, especially for larger organisations, are simply not fit for purpose. Marketing or modern social media has moved along quicker than any of us can keep up with, really, but especially the structures of organisations. So I work a lot with clients to help them rewrite guidelines and to maturely have conversations with legal departments, look at what brand guidebooks say, bend those rules or rewrite them as appropriate. So that's one of the main challenges. Secondary would be a macro challenge across all communications that clients have with consumers via social media, is that at the moment there is, quite understandably, brands approach social media with a broadcast mentality. They talk about themselves and broadcast that out. The prevailing wind of social media is topicality and interaction, so that's what we help brands try and do, to break those old ideas and start becoming more topical, be more interactive. Three things. First of all, topicality is the prevailing wind of social, so don't fight it, feel it, and build the structures to enable yourself to do that. Secondly, think about your audiences rather than yourself, which is a very difficult thing to get over. It's easy for us to say that, but there's decades of corporate structure which make people think about the USPs of their product rather than thinking about what their audiences are into and their behaviour. And thirdly, live the environments that you're aiming to succeed in.